Hi, welcome to question 6 of the 2023 paper 1 for the Leaving Cert ordinary level maths. Okay, so if you want an email, a copy of the notes I'm working off, just send me an email at shanetroy@gmail.com and like and subscribe to get access to more playlists. So part A here, part 1, is function. So we have a function here, g of x, okay, is the following function in x is an element of r. So it just means that a function, okay, an equation, where all the values of x are real numbers. So any number could be decimal, could be fraction, could be whatever. Okay, so it gives us what the function is. So g of x, now it might be very important here, but g of x as a concept is the same thing as y, is equal to this variation of x's. Okay, so this will have a particular shape. Now I can see it as a power of 2, it'll be a quadratic. But part 1 is only asking, find the value of g of minus 5. Now, I prefer to write function notation with a much smaller x than you can do from typing to get across the concept that they're not multiplied. This is just a subscript. It's almost an identifier. And then the jumble of x's is x squared plus 8x take away 6. Now, g of minus 5, the simple strategy is everywhere you see x, you put minus 5 instead. Okay, that can be evaluated using the calculator, and you should get an answer of minus 21. So when x is minus 5, y is minus 21. Okay, and you can plot that on an xy diagram if you chose to. Now, part 2 says use calculus to find the value of x, which gives the minimum value of g of x. Now, g of x, I should remember, is x squared plus 8x minus 6. Now, it says use calculus, so look, I'm going to, even without thinking about it, I'm going to differentiate it. That's going to get me the attempt. So the 2 here, the power multiplies by the number in front. So 2 times 1 is 2, times the variable, take away 1 from the power, 2 take away 1 is 1. So x squared always differentiates to give 2x. Now 8x, what's going to happen there is, okay, there's a power of 1 here. 1 by the number in front, 1 by 8 is 8. And take 1 away from the power, 1 take away 1 is 0. Now, anything to the power of 0 is always going to be 1, but we'll deal with that in a second. Now, the number at the end, minus 6, any number, when differentiated, always turns into 0. Now, in essence, that's because like the line y equal to minus 6 might be over here. I know my graph is slanted, but whatever. That is horizontal, or supposed to be horizontal. Horizontal line has no slope. Okay, so by definition, it's when you differentiate it, its slope would be 0 because it has no slope. Now, n to the power of 0 is 1, so the 2x stays the same, but that's 8 times x to the power of 0 is 1. 8 times 1 is just 8. Now, what we normally learn off is when you're differentiating a term with just an x, that the x just drops away. It's almost a fast way of doing that. So 8x differentiates to give 8. Okay. Now, we're using this to find the minimum. And the one thing about a minimum, so if this graph looked something like this, there is a minimum point. Now, the slope of this particular curve is decreasing here, and it's increasing here. So by definition, at its minimum point, the slope, okay, is equal to 0. Now, g prime x, okay, is the slope, and at the minimum, it is 0. So g prime x is the slope, and it is 0. So that's g prime x here. Well, that's the same thing as 0. Now, if you notice what's happening here, we have an equation. It's an equation of one unknown, which is solvable. So if we want to solve the equation 0 is equal to 2x plus 8. Now, the simplest way to do this is to kind of focus in on, I want the x to stay where it is. I want to start removing everything else and remove what's added subtracted first. So this plus 8 I want to get rid of. And one way to get rid of plus 8 is to take 8 from it. Now, if I do it to one side, I have to do it to both. That creates a few little arithmetic calculations. 0 take away 8 is negative 8, is equal to 2x. 8 take away 8 is nothing, so we don't bother writing down 0. Now I'm looking here, 2 times some number gives -8. So the answer has to be -4. But if I wanted to find it using like algebra, this 2 in front of the x, I want to get rid of it. Simplest way to get rid of that is to divide the 2 by itself. If I do it on one side, I have to do the same thing to everything on the far side. Now the 2x divided by 2x will cancel to give 1x, which is equal to minus divided by plus is a minus, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that's it. That's the value of x. Now, if you wanted to find the y value, or g of 4, you'd find the y value for the minimum point. But we're not being asked that. Okay, that would be, I suppose, a slightly differently phrased question, where they might say find the minimum point, the turning point of the function. Okay, but they're only asking us for the x value of that coordinate. Right, this part 2. Okay, so this is the answer here. This is actually what the graph looks like. Okay, so you see the minimum point down here is -4, -22, but we were only asked for the -4. Now this part B here, it's a 10-part question. This is actually pretty good. Now the first thing I notice here is it's not asking me to solve, and I can't because it's not an equation. It's an expression of only one unknown, but it's still only an expression. But I do see there's a power here. Now I know that power means multiplying. A power of 2 means multiplying something by itself. So I'm going to express this statement in that way. Now I always look at this and go, well, brackets mean multiply. Okay, so if I'm multiplying a 2-term bracket by a 2-term bracket, I need to make sure that the first term here multiplies by both the first and second, and the second term here multiplies by both the first and the second. And as long as I've done that, it doesn't really matter. I'll have gotten the answer. Now, usually the methodology is written as the FOIL method, or the way I learned it in school was I write one bracket out twice, and I usually pick the second. So I've written that out twice. In front of the first bracket, I write the first term here, so the 2x. In front of the second bracket, I write the second term here, which is a -4. And then I just have to work left to right and remove the brackets. So 2x by 2x is 4x squared. 2x by -4 is -8x. -4 by 2x is -8x. And -4 by -4 is +16. Now I still have to take away the -6. That hasn't been changed by anything, and that'll have to be accounted for in our final addition. So if I go left to right and combine like terms, well, the 4x squared has no other terms of the same type, so that stays the way it is. -8x minus 8x is -16x. Okay, so that's here. And then 16 take away 6 is the +10. And that's it. We don't solve this because, again, it's not an equation because it's not equal to 0. We're just showing that we're able to expand or we understand what squaring means. So this is your attempt, 4 marks, and then 6 marks if you make if you get to the answer and make maybe one mistake. Obviously, if you get to the full answer, you get the full 10 marks. Now, the next one here is part C. Again, another 10-mark question. It says solve the following equation in x. Okay, now this is an equation because it's equal to 0. This is a quadratic. I know that because the biggest power on the variable is 2, and it's all the same variable. I look at this and I go, can I solve this quadratic using the FAST method, where I open up 2 brackets and I look for whatever? But I know I can't from this because the way they phrase the question, they're looking for my answer to be given in 2 decimal places. So I'll write out my quadratic, and I realize that they're asking me here to use the quadratic formula. Now, the quadratic formula has 2 parts to it. You use the general form of a linear model, okay? You compare that to your quadratic. So I see here, well, the A corresponds to the 9. This B corresponds to the 6. And the C here corresponds to the -5. Now, the reason I've identified A, B, and C is to use the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, all I've got to do now is substitute those numbers instead of the letters. So in the notes here, I've done that. Okay, so instead of the B value here, I'm putting in 6 in brackets. Okay, now I see there's another B here under the square root, so I'm going to put the 6 here in brackets. There's an A. Now I identified the A as being 9, so I substitute that in brackets. And then there's a C. I identified that as -5, and I substitute that in brackets. Now all across the bottom, okay, I have 2 times the A value, which in this particular quadratic is 9, so 2 times 9. Now I can put this whole thing in the calculator as long as I don't, as I put it in as a plus, and then I maybe backspace and change that sign to a minus. If I do, I'll end up with one answer being 0.4831, but I need to round that to 2 decimal places. So the 3 is what matters. 3 is less than 5, so the number prior to it stays the same. On the other root, it's negative 0.149, and the 9 here causes the number prior to it to round up by 1 to get negative 1.15. So that's it. Okay, so that's your classic test of the quadratic formula. It's a nice, handy question if you know what they're asking, but they don't actually ever say what your strategy is. In a way, they're testing that you recognize what strategy to employ in this situation. And arguably, that's maths. Picking different strategies to use in different situations and knowing when to use them, which is why we often say that maths is a problem-solving subject. How do you develop problem-solving skills without dealing with problems? And while this kind of question is just testing a methodology, are you able to do this skill? Sometimes part of that doing skill is recognizing which skill to employ at that time. Right, I think it's the end of question 6. Okay, so if you want to copy the notes I'm working off, just send me an email at shanetroy@gmail.com. And if you want access to more playlists, just like and subscribe. Thanks, guys, and see you on question 7.